What's going on, all you mentees? This is the Uncanny Omar, and today we're wrapping up this week by doing an advanced overview of the Doctor Strange by Jason Aaron and Chris Bachalo Omnibus from Marvel Comics. So let's get started. And welcome back, everybody. Before getting started, a huge thank you to David Gabriel and the folks at Marvel for sending us an advanced copy of this omnibus. This omnibus is due out in the direct market and the book market on April 12th. However, the book market, some places like Amazon, have already started shipping it out. So it gets a little bit confusing because of the distribution centers and everything delayed. Sometimes these things happen. But what we're looking at here, this is the direct market cover by Mike Perkins. On the left-hand side is your standard edition cover by Chris Bachalo. So the other thing that is different on both of these is also the design of the spines. Both of the spines are drawn by Chris Bachalo. It's just a different take on Doctor Strange during this particular run. But everything else is identical. So let's take a closer look at this. Here we have the front cover. This is from The Last Days of Magic, again drawn by Mike Perkins. The spine, Doctor Strange, by Aaron and Bachalo. And there's the Doctor Strange picture down there. And then the back of the book, a magical double act. Pretty much the contents of the book, a little bit of a blurb here from IGN, the price and ISBN down there, which is $75. Now, underneath the dust jacket, we have this amazing image of Doctor Strange just hanging out with Selma, and this is all from inside of the book. Now, these stories have been previously collected in trade paperback format as well as a series of 2 oversized hardcovers. So everything in the 2 oversized hardcovers is what you're going to find in here. So let's crack this open, talk about the stories found in here, mainly check out this wonderful artwork, and then talk about when this takes place in the reading order of Doctor Strange. Alright, so let's get this opened. We have some black end paper right there. Doctor Strange with this nice image of Dr. Stephen Strange there, drawn by Chris Bachalo. And here are all your credits. You have Jason Aaron being the main writer. One interesting thing, though, is that since this is an omnibus by Jason Aaron and Chris Bachalo, I was very surprised that they included the annual in here, because that was written by Catherine Eminem and Robbie Thompson down there. But I guess it was also included in the oversized hardcover, so it was just easy to put both of those together, I guess. But yes, this is all the credits. So collected in here is the Doctor Strange series 1 through 20. This is the 2015 series. And annual number 1, as you saw, as well as the Last Days of Magic one-shot. So this all takes place right after Secret Wars. The 2015 Secret Wars series. I know it gets a little bit confusing when we're talking about the different titles that have the same name. But if you ever hear me talk about the original Secret Wars, I usually call it Marvel Superhero Secret Wars. So after Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, Marvel decided, hey, let's make these characters a little more accessible. Let's start a bunch of them over, mainly the entire line of Marvel Comics, with a new number 1, and make the characters easier to get into for new readers that have never picked up a single one of these particular characters. If you've never read X-Men, if you've never read The Avengers or Thor, here comes the time to go and start reading these books with a brand new number 1, new creative teams. Usually, not all the books got a new creative team. But for the first time in the longest time, we had a new ongoing Doctor Strange comic. And they had Chris Bachalo and Jason Aaron come in and work on this book. Now, both of them had worked together in the past with Wolverine and the X-Men. But one thing before I go and talk about this anymore, I love the way that this is pretty much your origin issue, or your origin page. If you don't know anything about Doctor Strange, here we are. I was a surgeon, I was given powers, I became the Sorcerer Supreme, Master of the Mystic Arts, and that's pretty much it. Now, one thing you're probably going to note is, why does Doctor Strange look younger? And he does. So I'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. But what I was going to say is, this was Jason Aaron. At the time, he was writing Thor. At the time, he had been known for writing books like Scalped, Wolverine and the X-Men. So he was getting quite a reputation for being a really good writer at Marvel Comics, taking on these characters. So it was interesting to give him Doctor Strange, though, because I really thought at the time when that was going to happen, Jonathan Hickman was going to take over Doctor Strange, but then he ended up taking a break from superheroes and went on to do his own thing. And Chris Bachalo, to me, is the perfect artist for this particular type of story. And you know, we even have the return of Kevin Nolan in here, and we'll look at some of that artwork. But this type of art where he is just breaking all kinds of rules when it comes to storytelling, I think fits this type of story. You know, we've always had this idea that maybe Steve Ditko was doing some kind of drugs back in the day, and that's why he was able to draw all these crazy pictures in the original Doctor Strange run. Okay, point is, whether he did or not, doesn't matter. The point is to me that I don't know what the heck Chris Bachalo was on, but he was able to just absorb that energy that Steve Ditko put into those type of stories and bring it into his book. Like, panels are being broken. I love this stuff. So it all starts off pretty easy. You get to know Doctor Strange in one page. He goes inside of the ethereal plane. So it's more of a story about what his powers really are and how he helps people. Pretty much it's this young couple. They bring in their son who's been possessed. He gets rid of the demon in his own interesting way. Now, this take on Doctor Strange and him looking younger is a little bit different than what you're used to. Because if you have been reading Doctor Strange for a long time, you know the type of character that he is. And I think some writers were hit and miss with him, especially during the Sorcerer Supreme era. I like what Jason Aaron did with him. Yes, it's a different type of Doctor Strange. He's a little bit more of a womanizer than he was in the past, a little more flirtatious, even though he's been suave. Don't get me wrong, Doctor Strange always had this suave aura about him. But in this, he's just flat out, I don't know, taking more chances than he would have back in the Roy Thomas, Englehart, Claremont era. Maybe some of Uncle Raj is in here. And even the Uncle Raj era of Doctor Strange. But this is the type of stories, but this is the type of artwork you're going to find in here. We haven't even gone past issue 1. And within the first story, we meet this young lady right here, Selma Stanton, who, through her, we get to meet Doctor Strange and his powers. And, of course, the Sanctum Sanctorum. We get a little bit of a tour of this, which we never really got in other issues. We got, you know, some parts of his house were shown, some parts of his mansion. But in here, you kind of get a little bit of a tour through her eyes. And, of course, she herself needs help. Here's some Kevin Nolan artwork right here that sets up pretty much what the first half of this omnibus is about. We'll skip a little bit here. So pretty much the first half of this omnibus is a story about these creatures known as the Empirical. And their goal is to eliminate magic across the plane of existence everywhere. So we're talking multiverse. And they're all led by this one big character known as the Imperator. And their goal is to wipe out magic from every dimension. So they're going through different dimensions, killing all their Sorcerer Supremes, and now they have their eye on Earth, and they have their eye on Stephen Strange. So he gets together with a group of other magicians, like Dr. Voodoo, Hellstrom, Magic, Scarlet Witch, Shaman, and Talisman. It's so good to see those characters from Alpha Flight in here. And together they team up, but the magic is stripped away, so they have to find unique ways to take down these bad guys. They have to rely on old relics and old, maybe potions to try to get rid of this evil impending doom that's coming to Earth to wipe away all the magic. Now, one little thing, and I know I normally don't review books, I just pretty much stay to talking about the stories and the art. But the one thing that really irked me about that particular part is when all the magic is stripped away, how are Wanda and Ileana still useless? They're mutants. They can use their mutant powers to kick the crap out of these creatures. Anyway, small little gripe. Here is the one shot right here, Last Days of Magic, and this is how the rest of the magical characters in the Marvel Universe are dealing with these creatures right here. Again, this is the Empiricals, and you have different type of art. But most of this is drawn by Chris Bachalo. There's just a couple of issues. One is drawn by Kevin Nolan, and the other one is drawn by Fraser Irving. So that's the first half. The second half, let's go ahead and get there, is the return of all these villains that have been set up through the years of Doctor Strange. Baron Mordo, Nightmare, Dormammu, and even other magical type of villains. You have the Orb. Jason Aaron loves the Orb. He used it in the Avengers arc too. But you also have Satana and other characters of the Fraser Irving issue right here, and other baddies come in. And in case you were missing those classic villains, they come in, and I like that because they come and beat the crap out of Doctor Strange when he's down on his luck. Like, they take advantage of that, which, you hardly see villains do. I know from time to time they do. Like, I don't know why I immediately thought of Bane and Batman in Nightfall. But anyway, after Doctor Strange just gets his butt whooped for the first half, then comes back the old classic villains to kick him in the teeth while he's down one by one. I thought that was a pretty cool story arc. And then we have collected in here is annual number 1. This is, like I said, the one that's written by Catherine Immonen. But it does have the return of this beloved character right there, Clea. So you get to see a little bit of a reunion. And all the way in the back, we have some Doctor Strange variant covers. Because what is a collection without all the variants collected here? This book, again, retails for $75. I've always loved that picture by Alex Ross. $75, and it has 576 pages. Tim Sell right there, Michael Cho, Shane Davis, Andy Brace, Chris Stevens. There's all sorts of... Whoa, Adam Hughes. Should have been able to tell that was Adam Hughes. Let me skip a little bit so you could be surprised whenever you're reading in here. That's an awesome hip-hop variant. There's also the sketchbook right here. So yeah, it is a different take on Doctor Strange. He seems a little bit younger. Still just as experienced as he has been in the past. This is the pretty much layouts to pencils to inks by Kevin Nolan, who is no stranger to drawing Doctor Strange. I swear they're not planning on telling that dad joke. Then the back of the book and the end paper. Now, as far as the binding, 576 pages, there is your eye. The book is printed at the iMac printer in Turkey. The paper quality is that of... actually, since I just did an overview of it, it does remind me of the paper quality that was found in the pages of Captain Britain. So, it's the thinner type of paper, but to me, not as thin as the Conan the Barbarian, the Kurt Busiek, or the Defenders Omnibus Volume 1. But the people curious about what kind of paper quality it has that type of paper. As far as, there we go, the gutter loss, very minimal gutter loss. You do have a little bit of a gutter curve right there, meaning that you're going to lose a little bit of the artwork when there's spread pages like this, whether it's towards the front or the back. But that, as they say, is that. I can't believe I didn't kick off the episode with By the Ruby Rings of Ragador or By the Eye of Agamotto. Come on, what's wrong? A missed opportunity. What the hell? If you are interested in purchasing this book, don't forget to check out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more. And that was the content, the page count, and build of this omnibus. Let me know in the comments down below if you're picking it up, if you're a big fan of Doctor Strange, if you've read this, what you thought of Jason Aaron's take on the good old Doctor. If you are going to buy this omnibus, which cover you're going to go for? You're going to get the Mike Perkins direct market cover, or the Chris Bachalo. And I know some of you don't even have a choice. You have to get the standard edition. And if you're upgrading your hardcovers or your trade paperbacks. This was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Ring that bell for notifications to let you know when our videos are going live. And speaking of live, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the amazing and Amanda, Uncanny Omar talk pretty one day, the amazing and Amanda and I are going to be reviewing Moon Knight Episode 2 and then talk about other comic book related movie news. This was the Uncanny Omar. Thank you all so much for watching. Everyone stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.